everyone. Here in this presentation, we're going to cover the end of the vertebral column, which are the lumbar vertebrae and the sacrum. The lumbar vertebrae is going to be located in the lumbar region, like the name says. It will contain all of the bone features that a typical vertebrae has. So it will contain the body, right over here, the superior articular facet, as it will articulate with the vertebrae on top, the inferior articular facet, as it will articulate with the vertebrae below. It will contain a spinous process that now is a little bit more bulky, and it will also contain the vertebral foramen, as we can see right over here from this image. In addition, it will also have the transverse processes on both sides. So we can see it over here on the right side and here on the left side. Now, one thing that I did not mention on the previous slides is with regards to comparison between the size of the body for all vertebrae compared to the size of the vertebral foramen. As you can see, the size of the body will get bigger as we go from the cervical to the thoracic, and then from the thoracic to the lumbar. And in contrast, the size of the vertebral foramen will become smaller as we go further down in the vertebral column. And the reason for this has to do with the function of the vertebrae. The larger body means that it will support a bigger weight. As we go down, we definitely have more weight that the vertebrae has to support when compared to the vertebrae up here. So for example, C1 only has to support the skull. But down here, the last lumbar vertebrae has to support the skull and everything else that is between the skull and the last lumbar. So that's why the body of the lumbar vertebrae is bigger. In contrast, the size of the vertebral foramen becomes smaller because, again, what will pass through the vertebral foramen is the spinal cord, as we can see over here on this image. And the spinal cord is the largest once it exits the brain through the foramen magnum. Remember, we talked about that on the occipital bone? And as we come down, the spinal cord will branch out, forming these nerves, and as they branch out, this means that the spinal cord will become smaller. Therefore, the vertebral foramen on the cervical vertebrae is going to be larger than the vertebral foramen on the lumbar vertebrae because, again, it starts large up here and then it comes down, becoming smaller because of the branching out of the spinal nerves. Lastly, we're going to be talking about the sacrum and the coccyx. The sacrum is this bulky bone right over here that will be located right after the last lumbar vertebrae. It will have some of the same features that we saw previously. For example, it will have a sacral body, which will sit right below the last lumbar. So this is L5. And you can see that there is an intervertebral disc right over here. And the intervertebral disc will sit on top of the body of the sacrum. Then it's going to have these holes. These holes here are foramen, and because they are on the sacrum, they will be called sacroforamen. And then on the sides over here, we have these big wings, and wings are ala. So this is the sacral ala. We have on both sides a sacral ala. We will also have a superior articular facet, which will articulate with the inferior articular facet of L5. Here is L5. Now, the one thing that receives a different name is the spinous process. On the sacrum, the spinous process is actually called the median sacral crest. Now remember, I told you that the vertebral foramen of all vertebrae together form what we call the vertebral canal. And therefore, at the end, on the sacrum, you're also going to have a big opening over here that goes inside, which we can't really see on this image, which is going to be called the sacral canal. So inside, right over there, it's the sacral canal. At the end of the sacral canal, on a posterior view, we can see that there is an end point right over here, which is called the sacral hiatus, that will then lead into this bone that is made up of 3 to 5 fused smaller vertebrae that's called the coccyx. So this is your tailbone. Sometimes when people fall on their butts and they break the tailbone, this is the bone that they break. And we can see on this image over here where the sacrum and the coccyx will be located right at the end of the vertebral column.